My name is James Williams Jr., and this is Kung Fu Epic number 2. I want to talk to you guys about rape. Alright? Now, this video is not for children under the age of 13. If you're 13, you're right on the cusp, alright? Because this is about the time you discover who you are. And if you are a young lady, park your ass right now. Sit your ass down. If you won't listen to your parents, please listen to me. Alright? Every 98 seconds, a young lady is the victim of a sexual assault. Rather it be by someone she knows, which means friend of the family, a family member, preacher, 98 seconds ago, someone was probably just raped. And due to the fear of reporting it and the shame of being raped, a lot of these things go unpunished, unreported, and you girls can't keep doing that. Now this video is going to touch on some very touchy subjects. This video is going to condemn the liars and hopefully give courage to the ladies who actually are being raped. Rape is not a fucking joke, alright? So let me condemn the liars first, because that's the most important part. If a young woman is being sexually assaulted every 98 seconds somewhere in the world, someone is getting raped a lot, alright? So for you young women who break up with your boyfriends and decide you want to cry rape, you're fucking it up for every woman who's actually been raped. If you have a reputation for having a lot of sex, that does not make you a bad person. It just means you're a little loose, but it doesn't make you a bad person. And even a person who has a lot of sex can say no to sex. And if you have a bad reputation, rape is rape. But for the women who aren't getting raped and are lying about it, you're making it very difficult for the women who actually are being raped. Rape is not a fucking joke. Rape is not something that you take lightly. When someone tells you that they are raped, you need to thoroughly investigate it, because there are women, you know who you are, there are women out here who will lie and use rape in a New York minute and ruin somebody's life when they have not been raped. So when a person actually does get raped and they're coming from like the same type of girl or same area, it makes it exceptionally difficult for cops and them to take this shit serious, because rape is rape, and real rape is a little bit more important than people going around lying and saying that people have raped them when no one has raped them. Alright? If you've never had sex and no one's touched you down there, and they haven't had any direct intercourse, whether it be with their finger, their tongue, or their penis, you have not been raped. Now, if you've been touched in an uncomfortable way, you have been molested, but you have not been raped. Not penetration is not molestation, because any uncomfortable touch is basically molestation, except for like if you don't like a certain person and they don't make you feel comfortable when they're just hugging you, then you should probably avoid them or tell them, look, I like you or whatever, but I'm just not comfortable with any kind of affection from you. It's not a crime to be honest, because there have been many people who've given me hugs and I would prefer them to not have touched me. Not that they're gross people, it's just that I don't have that good vibe from them, and if you have a bad vibe, it doesn't make that person a bad person. It just means that that person's not giving you a peaceful or a loving vibe, and you should probably just not, I wouldn't just blurt out and say I don't fucking like you, but I would just say, look, I'm not comfortable with you touching me. Now, I'm not trying to be an asshole about it. I'm just being honest. I really don't want you touching me. Handshakes are fine. Hugs are too far. Alright? Don't be afraid to tell someone that. That way you will avoid a problem of feeling uncomfortable, because you don't want to report uncomfortable feeling when it's not like no harm's coming to you, but you don't want to just throw somebody under the bus because you just don't like them or you're just not comfortable with them. Again, this makes it difficult for people who are actually being raped or assaulted to report this stuff in because, you know, some people don't know the difference. The dictionary describes rape as a crime of sexual encounter by force or unlawful means, which means for women, if a man takes you down the alley and slams you on the ground and holds a knife to your throat and puts himself inside you, it is rape. That can be held the same for men who are forcibly sodomized in prison or in an alley with a knife to your neck or a gun to your head, and then another man putting himself inside your rectum. Anyway, God, that was like so scientifically as polite as I can put that. Um, Now there are women who can rape men with the same concept of a gun or instruments, and women who also rape women. These things are not unheard of. Don't think that you haven't heard of them. You just haven't been in a facility where this shit happens. If you read enough, you will learn that these things do happen. There have been made movies about it where women have raped women, and where men have raped women, where women have raped men, and where men have raped men. Now, how much of this happens in society is truly, I don't know if anyone's ever taken a consensus of it. If they have, then you can fill me in because I honestly don't know, and I really don't want to know. Rape is a very touchy crime. It is a crime that no one really wants to zoom in on. Rape and racism, they aren't too far apart from the things that people don't like to talk about. Now, before I go into the other subject, I'm gonna stick with liars in statutory. All right. So I know you're all thinking, why would you bring this up, James? Because there is punishment for men with statutory rape, but there's no punishment for women for statutory rape, which is legally not fair. Because technically, all right, women mature faster than men, supposedly. Not all women mature faster than men. Some women are just as dumb as a box of rocks, just like some of us men are just as dumb as a box of rocks. And I can say this because I fall into that category of men that is as dumb as a box of rocks. But as dumb as I am, I know right from wrong. So it is not wrong for me to ask a girl that I intend on having sex with for her ID. Because if you're not born between 1982 and 1992, I don't want nothing to do with you. The reason was because in 1992, I was 18. Or 1993. Between 1992 and 93, I was in my 18 and 19 years of life. So, you need to be in that age group now to sleep with me, because if you weren't born between 1993 and 1982, I'm too damn old for you. Alright? Because I'm old enough to be your daddy. And in some cases, even your granddaddy. But anyway, the whole point is that there are a lot of young women out here who are 16, 14, even 12-year-old girls built like grown-ass women. I don't know if it's something in the water. I don't know if they're on some accelerated gene therapy or whatever it is, but I've seen young girls who are like, boom, and like, what the fuck, And when I was 14, there was a 10-year-old girl who was built like a 14-year-old girl. And she was following me around. We was at a cookout. My Uncle Wendell took me to a cookout somewhere. And I don't know where that girl is now. But if she looked like that at 10, God only knows what the hell she looks like now. Because I'm 44. So this little red bone girl was like chasing me around and everything. And her dad was like, yeah, she likes you. And I was like, yeah, you got a little problem there, fella. And he's like, what's that? And I was like, how old's your daughter? She's 10 years old. It's like, dude, I'm 14. Can't be messing with no damn 10-year-old. What the hell's wrong with you people? And he's like, oh, well, sorry, man, don't worry about it. I was like, no, don't worry about it. She's fucking 10. She should be playing with Barbie dolls, not wearing sports bras and shit. So to that young lady, I'm sorry for putting your business out there. I don't remember your name, so you're good on that fact. But yeah, you were 10. I was 14, getting ready to like hit 15 in high school or grade school or middle school or whatever age you are when you're going to these schools. And it's another reason why I don't go to these country parties, because country girls is thick. All right, and I ain't meaning in the belly. I mean just like solidly built. So in that example there would have been an example of me going to jail for statutory because she's fucking 10 and I was 14. That'd have been like indecent liberties with a minor, or whatever you call that shit. I don't know how much time I would have got in juvie for that, but I'm damn sure probably would have been doing some fucking time. Nothing happened, once I told her dad that I was 14, and I told him that I'm going to stay as far away from your daughter as possible. It's like, well, God, man, she got the plague. I said, dude, I'm 14. She's fucking 10 and she's built like a fucking 14-year-old. She has boobs. I don't need to be around her by myself. So, I hung with my cousins and all of them. I totally avoided this girl like the fucking Black Plague. Because my 14-year-old dick was hard as a fucking rock. And the best way to avoid that situation was to avoid her completely. Because God only knows, had I had no morals, I probably would have boned her. Now, moving forward to the statutory rape thing, which is where that story was going. Now, there are a lot of you young ladies out here who hit 15 and 16 and you look like you're 18 or 21. You're the ladies that get guys in trouble. You're the ladies who should also have to be punished for wanting to be grown too goddamn fast. Okay, so you're growing hair in places that you never had before. So you're having a little wishy-mushy feelings down there. You may even have a wet dream. I don't know. Do women even have wet dreams? I don't fucking know. I don't know when women start sexually exploring themselves. I don't have a vagina, so I don't fucking know. I'm also not a homosexual, so I don't fucking know. My first sexual experience was when I was fucking 10 years old. Not with that girl. I had sex with a 12-year-old. Well, she had sex with me. I really didn't know what I was doing. I thought she broke my penis because it would never stop getting hard after that. Even till this day. Now, as I got older and I've learned that that's a part of life and things happen. This is for you young ladies who are trying to grow up way too fast. Sorry, I got like a cut, a scab peeling. Anyway, you know, when you aren't 18 and you're with someone who's like 21 and you're like 16 years old, and your parents don't know about this, and you're lying to them and you're lying to him, you literally should be punished. If you know that you're not old enough to be having consensual sex, and in the state of Virginia, consensual sex age is 16. Yes, I've done my research. However, that does not make it any less illegal. If you're 21 and she's 16, your ass is still going to jail for statutory rape, buddy. So you probably want to hold off for 2 years, or keep them skeletons in your closet. And as long as she doesn't tell, and as long as you don't tell, you'll probably be okay. But if she's 16, which legally she can't consent to sex, but you're 21, so you're like 5, 6 years older than her, you probably shouldn't be fucking with her. You should probably be looking for a girl who's 18 or 21. I said 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, you're about 5 years too old to be messing with a 16-year-old. Now, her maturity could be the shit. She could be very highly intelligent. I've met many a 16-year-old that was highly intelligent. However, statutory rape is really bad. So rape in itself is really bad. And there should be punishment for such things. I'm going to end this video because people just start coming in. Be seeing ya. Oh.